Welcome back, guys. And this is the part three of the free website design course. And in this course, or in this part, basically, I'm going to show you how can you create this menu section, this navigation bar with the darkest kind of an effect, which just fades down and showcases the menu, the food, and then it showcases all the menu items which you have, different kinds of items, their pricing, their details, all of it, and not just that. I'm also going to show you in this part that how can you make this 100% mobile responsive, right? So that you can make sure that all the visitors coming from your mobile can use it, view it, and explore more about your business. Everything is going to be covered in this part, which is part three. In the previous part, I showed you how can you create these kind of stunning homepage in Go High Level for your restaurant business, right? And how can you again make sure that this is 100% mobile optimized in the part two, right? So yeah, that's pretty much it. In case you want to know more about me, what do we do as an agency? So we are a Go High Level web design agency, which you might be already aware of. Yeah, and you must have seen that on our previous videos. So yeah, you can go through all that. And again, let's say you do not want to build these kind of time taking, which takes literally weeks for us to design, build, strategize these websites. You can just go and head back to Go High Level GHL templateshop.com, and you will be able to see that hey, this website is currently listed for a template sale at only $497. By the way, this is a beta program, right, offer, and the pricing will be increased soon in a few weeks because we just launched that. We got a good response from a lot of people, a lot of businesses who wants to buy these premium template at such a discounted price, and they can use it for themselves, right, instead of getting everything done live with them. So that's pretty much it. In case you want to buy that, you can email me here with digital Pritam 71, or you can go to my Facebook and just DM me that hey Pritam, I looked at your videos and I just want to buy that template from you. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Let me wrap this up and let me just show it to you. How can we design the stunning menu section in Go High Level? Let me just go back to the builder where we all started, right? So in the last videos, we did two part, which first was the home part, the homepage, the entire homepage, and then the part two was the desktop of the entire homepage. Now I'm going to do this menu page. For that, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to duplicate the homepage here. Duplicating will not work a lot in this case, but it will actually give me a few elements which I believe is important. So I'm just going to use that. So yeah, that's pretty much the only reason why I'm duplicating it. But anyways, let's get that done. Apart from that, I need one thing which I need to make sure that this is a global section, which is going to be the footer. The footer has to be a global section. The same has to be for the navigation bar, but there is some issue with the navigation bar when you're designing these kind of websites, and I'm going to show you why. Right. So let's go to the first section or the first editor, which is the home page. So it's going to take its own time to load, and then we are going to make sure that everything is optimized properly. So let's proceed forward and let's just see. Let's just go to the bottom so that I can make this entire section. As you can see, let me just squeeze down the size a bit, right? So let me take myself on the right. As you can see, this section, when I select this, it is of green color, which basically means that this is still a new section and hasn't been able to, or nobody has till now, made it a global section. To make it a global section, what we need to do here is we need to uh, so yeah, we need to click on this save button. You can see this, right? Save section. I'm just going to click on that. You can just make sure that go high level. Yep, you save on that. Just name this section as BBQ brother, BBQ bro footer, right? And then add as a global section, right? Because what happens is when you add this as a global section, then no matter what you change, let's say in the home page, it's going to get changed on all the other pages, and you are going to have a pretty big site there, right? So make sure that you make those changes, and once you make those changes, just preview this one time. Okay, I think we are pretty much set, right? Everything looks good. So let me just go back. Uh, so this is the site that we cloned, right? This is basically the homepage that we cloned. We're going to go to the settings and we are going to name this as menu. So that's going to be menu. right? And the path is of course going to be / menu, right? I'm going to update the page here. So as you update the page, the name and the paths are going to get changed, which is what we're looking for, because that is what is going to help us recognize that page. So now we're going to click on edit in a new tab, and then we will find that, hey, this is what was the homepage all about, right? But we are going to make some adjustment and make sure that this is 100% suitable for the menu part, right? And this won't take a lot of time, but I believe we should give 100% just to make sure that you can learn everything from scratch. So let's get that done first. So it's going to take some time. It takes its own time to load, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I think it's done. Cool. So now you can see this is the menu page, right? You'll be able to find there multiple pages here depending on how many pages you have created. So now the issue here is very simple, that hey, you have the navigation menu bar on the top, right? And this is also part of a section which is the video background of the homepage, right? Which is the hero section. Now, one thing to note here is that if you try to make, you cannot, the thing is, you cannot take this row, column, or this element and make this a global, element, right? What you need to do is you need to select a section to make it a global element or global section. So there is no global element on the element level. It's only at the section level. So because of that, issue arises, and we understand that. So what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate this, right? And then we're going to delete all of these things which is not required at the moment, right? I just want to make sure that everything is deleted. I'll just take myself on the left hand side corner. So there's a video background up here, so I'm just going to remove that as well, which is just switch to image, and I want to make these 100% black, so that's going to be black as well. Okay, I think that is pretty much done, or what we wanted to. The few things that I would like to check is it something mobile optimized? So yeah, this is again for needs to be deleted. So yeah, that's pretty much good. Now the thing that I want here is I do not want the video background at all. So I'm going to switch it to image. I'm going to delete all of this because nothing. I mean, all of these is not required. I probably just add the menu here. Just going to add it at the menu, right? That's pretty much it. And once I've added the menu, I'm going to delete this button as well because that's again not required. This is again 100% a desktop mobile, which is fine. Now I'm going to add this image here. And the trick I'm going to do with this image is the image will have a gradient factor from the top to bottom, which is going to be from dark black to the image. And the same is going to be in the reverse direction. So whenever you're adding something here, then it's going to blend easily when you are adding it into sites like this of the higher level. So you have to think about in a creative way that, hey, what I'm going to do with this in order for it to look that beautiful or that have that merging effect. So for that, I'm just going to check where is my photographs. So I have quite a lot of photographs now, or graphics, I may call that. So just want to choose them nicely and just want to make sure that I have them properly. So yep, here you go. Got the graphic here. Just want to make sure this is full center, right? Or I can just make it 100% center and width. This is at the now 150, so I'll probably just make it 200. And this is going to be 100 and width and height. The reason why we're creating it as 100% width and height is because only then the effects are going to be realized, because the top section is black. So unless and until the black sides start, then the transition will not be proper, right? So I can show that to you if you want. So let me just give you an example, right? Let's just make it, full center, and let me just show it to you how that's going to look like. And that's not something what we have already achieved in this landing page here, right? So this is the landing page which I was showing it to you, or which I'm modeling on. And see, this is not what you're looking for, right? This has this darker black, and then there is no gradient effect on it. So we do not want that. So it's very important that you know the Go High Level builder so good that you can literally envision what can happen and what cannot happen, right? So let's get that straight. Go High Level is a no code builder, and I'm a no code developer in Go High Level, which basically means that I'm using Go High Level's technology in order to develop a website on its platform, right? So you need to be aware of what its limitation is, and then always try to find a workaround to do it. In some cases, it's just not possible because Go High Level is not built that way. In many cases, stunning changes can happen depending on how smart you are in designing these projects. But yeah, that's pretty much it, right? Now we need these sections, right? These photographs and everything, and I'm just going to show you how can you create them as well. So first of all, let me delete everything here. We do not need all these things, so probably just get rid of them. Oops. Okay, probably I need to delete all of it. Okay, since they have a negative margin, so that's the reason why they are colliding with each other, or they are intersecting with each other. So just have some patience to delete everything here, right? So yeah, you got everything deleted, so that's pretty fine. Now the thing that you want here is very simple. You just want the darker shade here, which is, I'm going to use this one, right? So I'm going to delete every other section here. Just make sure that everything that you're deleting is only deleting on the surface level of desktop mode. It is not getting deleted on the mobile mode. And because of which you have to do this task again, which is absolutely fine depending on, how do you want to do it. This is absolutely fine. Image opacity, I'll just make it heavy, right? And I'll make the background as dark black, just so that it combines very well. Okay. Now what I want is I want to have some structure like this where I have an image here, and then I have different kind of styling of what kind of foods are being served, right? So I'm going to do that here. So simplest way, okay, this is, as you can see, when I click on that, you can see this is the desktop icon, which basically shows that hey, this is only on the desktop mode and not on the mobile mode, right? So what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to go to advanced and just make sure this is mobile mode as well. This is just for the satisfaction that hey, everything is set as normal, and then I can make my own changes depending on my own requirements. So that's pretty much it. So here I'm going to add this graphic here, and then I'm going to add these texts. So let's add that graphic here. Go to general and then go to adding those images, right? This graphic is about the table, right? So we just need to find that table where we have it. Here you go, right? And then I'm going to add that. So let's make sure this is full width, right? Oh, this is, kind of captures the entire area. And after that, I'm just going to make sure that I'm adding these texts. One more thing you need to be doing is you need to make sure that the content spacing here is set towards the left hand side, which basically going to push this up depending on what is the height of the sections, sorry, of the column. And then you can just add these. Right. I'm not sure whether it's 52 or not. I'm just going to check that. Inspect. Oops, sorry. Shouldn't be inspect. Should be the font details, and it's going to be 42. Perfect. That's what I was thinking. Let's make this 42. Right. After that, what I need here is I need this text here. So I'm just going to add that text here. I'm going to duplicate this, and I'm just going to keep it here. So okay, that's also added. Then I'm going to add this uh, the pricing here. This is going to be the meals. Super important. I'm also going to give them a yellow color so that they kind of match the branding of what we thought it was going to be. So just make sure that they are. I think that looks good. Just want to make sure this is also properly set. Many people ask me that Pritam, how can I create something like this where I have the name or the details of the menu on the left and the pricing on the right, along with the image, right? So there are two ways of doing it. You can also create a three-column structure here, right? In this three-column structure, you can have, you know, the image on the left-hand side, the content of the menu here, and the right-hand side, you can have just the numbers, right? There's one way to do it, but then it's going to get difficult in the mobile mode because in mobile mode, this element, whatever you have added on this column, is going to come first. This is going to come second, and this is going to come third, which basically means all the numbers or whatever you add here is going to come at the bottom. So you probably do not want that. So I think this is a good way of doing it, where you have these kind of dots, 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 or you can also add spacing, right? So spacing and dots is probably a good way of doing it, right? So that's pretty much it. And then you have to add a bit of text just to explain what you're going to give in that menu. So that's again important. Just make sure they are not bold because bold text might not look good here. So that's something to be taken care of. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And then now you can duplicate this and just make sure that this is also, yeah, uh, basically you're creating for the entire thing, right? So you just want to focus on that as well. Yep, I think this looks stunning. Also, just keep a check that they are on the same line so that it looks very structured and beautiful, because that's one of the things that I've seen, that people do not make it organized, and that kind of looks off on the entire landing page or website. So just make sure that you are following that as well. Cool. I think we're done with this. We just need to, you don't have a button here as well. So a button is not required here, right? I think we are good with this. Again, for the column here, we can make this left align just to make sure that there's all of these are coming on the top. And I think this looks pretty familiar and pretty nice. Let me just make sure that this also looks in the preview mode. So when you click on that I thing, it's going to give you a preview of what you have achieved till now. I think this looks stunning of how it was here. All right, perfect here. Let's proceed forward and let's just make the entire landing page as well. And then I'm going to show you how can you make this 100% mobile optimized as well. Okay, cool. So now I'm just going to duplicate this entire thing. Okay, here's the thing, right? I may not duplicate it, so I'm just going to duplicate the entire column instead of the section, right? And since they have like 40 pixels, I'm going to make it 20 or 10. They probably have a lot in the bottom as well. Yes. So I'm just going to add 10 here, right? And then I'm going to swap the columns here, right? Which is the more, which is the best part. Okay. Now we can just swipe that. So that's how you can just swipe, things with just one click. And you don't have to drag and drop and all of that again and again. So that's not needed. So now we're going to write smoked meat by the pound. So just want to add that. Just want to make sure that they are not bold, right? And when you're adding that, just make sure which photo is this. So this is the meat photo. I'm just going to add that as well. Cool. So once you're adding these kind of photographs, make sure that you're also changing on the left hand side, because as you can see here, this is going to take a lot of our effort, because you're going to do this step by step, one after the other. Okay. So just make sure that you are prepared for that. You do not need any kind of explanation, so that's not needed here. Just click on that and add it. Just make sure they are not bold, and just that's done. Reduce a bit of these, and then one after the other, you just need to add all of these, right? So it's more of a time taking process than a creative process. And I understand that you just have to do it, right? Being a web designer, web developer, you just have to go through it. It's going to take some time, and that's probably the reason why you have your own value, right? But I believe you should not be doing this, because if you're running at all a business, right? And if you're trying to do it on your own, guys, that's the worst thing that you can do for your business, because instead of learning how to learn or how to build a amazing stunning website and go high level, which is the builder itself, it's like learning WordPress when you are selling when you're running a restaurant, right? Something that you should not be doing. You should be focusing on serving your clients with delicious food, and not trying to figure out how to add spacing to this, right? And for that, just go to ghltemplateshop.com. In case you want to do it yourself, then I'll highly recommend, instead of doing it from scratch, just go to ghltemplateshop.com and buy this template literally for a fraction of its actual price. I mean, if you have to do this, it's going to be a few $1,000s at least. But you're getting at a fraction price. Still, it's a beta program. So grab that offer for yourself, right? And in case you want to, you're like, Pritam, I want to customize everything and I want to do it, of course, 100% customization is not possible on the template level by yourself. So you probably have to hire somebody. You can just hire my team going to pritam.bhadra.com, and you will be able to get a great outcome from us the way everybody else has got. So yeah, that's just an amazing part of working with us, right? You know what we're capable of, and you know that we can give you something that's going to be effective for your business. But anyways, till that time, till the time we meet, guys, let's learn about go high level websites, and let's keep designing the website, right? So let's proceed forward, and let's just make sure everything is in line, because inlining is very super important. If you are not making things in line, it's going to look very unprofessional, and that's not something that you might want for your business, right? Cool. As you can see here, everything just looks in line because you just added everything here, and that just makes sense of what we're doing, right? So that part is done. Now we're going to add this part as well, which is going to be uh, scratch made site. So I'm going to add that as well. Now, one thing I want to do with this is, instead of making 100% width, I'm going to make it full centered. Or I can also make it 100% parallax, just so that I can have a good effect into it. So I probably want that as well. So just going to duplicate this, and I'm going to add it here. Yeah, that is also added. Scratches, sorry, sides. And then I'm going to add the pricing of it. And then you're going to add all of these details of what you're going to have. That's it. So as you can see here, we've added these, and we just don't need all of these, like the extra things. So we could just delete them so that we can have some spacing. And one more thing that I want to show you is, when you see that, if you think that they are a bit congested, like they are very close to each other, or where on the top, then what you can do here is you can just go to the advanced section. Just make sure you select that element, go to the advanced section, and then you can see something called as line height. Just make sure this is 1.6. Right, when you make 1.6, it kind of increases the size, and the higher number you choose, the more the width is going to be, or the spacing is going to be from one line to the other. That's pretty much it, right? So that's one way of increasing the line height, in a single element. So that's a very interesting way of doing it. But anyways, so for this, we just want to make sure this is 10. Perfect, right? Now we're going to copy the entire thing, and just want to see what is going to be at the bottom. Is going to be the same thing which it was with the smoke meats. So I'm just going to duplicate the smoke meat section or the column, and then I'm going to add this at the bottom, right? Here again, I'm just going to duplicate things just to make sure that I can add it inside, right? So yep, that's added. Okay, just had some issues. Sometimes happens, so that's perfectly fine. Unless if you're having some issues and you probably missed have deleted something, just go to the top right hand side and these corners and undo, and that's going to help sort everything out for you. Don't worry about it. Okay, so just make sure everything is added here. Right. One more thing that you can do here is, so let's say, because this I'm just doing it for a template, and you just have to make sure that everything looks good. Um, So yeah, just keep it that way and you're done, right? This is how you do it in the desktop mode. And let me just delete everything so that you can check how this thing is going to look. Of course, awesome. So now, as you can see here, this is complete on the desktop mode. Let me just show it to you, and save and show it to you in the preview. So live preview, you will be able to see. Just make it 100%. Okay. As you can see now, the home menu, catering, about everything. So everything remains the way it was, right? As you can see, it has this gradient effect, has this BBQ menu, BBQ Brothers menu, right? Everything is in there, right? And then you have this kind of menus. And at the bottom or the background, you'll be able to see that you have this sketch, right? Which has this hover effect to it, also called as the parallax effect, right? So yeah, this looks stunning and looks nice, right? One more thing that I want to do here is, which is all of you guys know, is I want to make it 100% mobile responsive, which is currently at the moment it's a mix of the homepage and the current landing page that we just designed. So we just want to make sure that everything needs to be changed on that font as well. So one more thing that I need to do here is I just want to make sure this is duplicated. Oops, I deleted it with mistake. So I'm going to duplicate this entire thing, and then I'm going to go to advanced, and I'm just going to make sure one is only available on the desktop mode and one is only available on the mobile mode. Right? Few things here which just came up. We do not want this. The reason why these came up because we kind of duplicated it from the homepage, and then these elements stayed in there in the background. Right. So you just want to make sure that everything is checked on that font as well. So now here, instead of making it 100% width and height, I'm just going to make it full center, right? Or you can play with it. I guess no repeat is also one of the nice way of doing it. Or you can just make it repeat. So whatever it is, I'm just going to make it no repeat and just keep it that way. And this looks good. We do not need this part, so we're just going to remove that. All you can do here is, yeah, that's pretty much it. Or just 100%. Right. That kind of takes the entire thing away. So width and height is perfectly fine as well. That's also fine. Now we're going to delete all of these because this is part of the homepage and not us, right? So this is where it comes about for the our section where we made all the changes, right? Apart from that, all this BBQ story and all, this was part of the homepage which we copied from or duplicated from. So we do not need all of this as well. So that's just the extra effort that you have to put in when you're doing it. But in some way it is easier to do it. So you just can continue with that. Okay, what you need to do with this is very simple. Just need to duplicate the entire thing, right? And then make one section only desktop mode and then one section only mobile mode. Okay. Now just go to the mobile version of it, right? Just make sure the heading is on the top because people need to know what they're getting into. So 32 is fine, and just make sure this is center aligned. One more thing I really liked about text aligning is this is now supported as mobile and desktop, which was not the case earlier, right? So that's pretty well done. Go high level. I like it. Cool. Apart from that, we just need to make sure that the text is aligned properly. So that needs to be taken care of as well. Um, Probably just make it 18, right? But the thing is, you just need to chip away on that. So that's pretty much it. Make it 16, make it 18. Let's make it 16. Okay, so with that, as you can see that we have completed the first part of it, which is family style meals, and everything now looks stunning. At the same time, everything looks stunning on the desktop mode without hampering anything, right? So that's probably the reason why you should be making things desktop only and mobile only. Unless until Go High Levels comes up with structural mobile mode and structured mode automatic methods. So till then, you have to do it manually. So this is just the walkthrough. Right. So yep, that's done. So this let's make this as well. So to make it center aligned and just make sure this is 32 pixels, right? Just this. Okay, this was 30 pixels, so that's perfectly fine. Here as well, just need to make sure this is 18. Oh god, this was 23. I don't know how it was 23, but anyways, just choose a majority of it, delete it, right? Do the same thing to this one. All right. Just make sure that they are all aligned because they need to also look nice when they are on the desktop mobile mode, and they need to be on the left and right aligned structure. So that's something needs to be taken care of. Right. Same goes for this. Literally same goes for everything. Right. Just make sure everything is 18 pixels here. Okay. Now you just need to make sure that everything is center aligned. Everything is aligned to the lines. Perfect. Now if you can see this, this is perfectly aligned. So vertically aligned. So I like it. Probably just make it this one. Yep, looks nice. Okay, perfectly fine. Now we need to work on the scratches, sorry, sites. This has to be 32 pixels. So in case it's 42, just make sure it's 32. Just make sure these text here is also 16, and these are also 18, right? That's pretty much it because these are the main menus. So yeah, just make sure this is also central line, right? So that's pretty much it. And we are now left with the last thing, which is this one, which is plate sandwiches. So let's just take the entire image on top, and here make sure the entire headline is 32 and center line, right? We can probably just make it a bit lesser if it's not fitting. Yep, that's perfectly fine. And again, these are 23, just 18, 18, and 18 is what you need to be doing. So just make sure these are all 18. You can also take care of these when you're doing it on the desktop mode, and just check back on the mobile mode and see if they're 18 or not, because that's going to help you save a lot of time and trouble while doing it. So yeah, that's pretty much something that you should be focusing on. Apart from that, you're all good. So I had a lot of people ask me about a lot of questions on my Facebook DM, since you now guys know about it, and a few emails as well. So, and they asked me the Pritam from where I can get these images, right? The first thing is you can get these images on Canva Premium. I can just search about an image and they're going to give that image. These image are basically linked with image sites, which is like Pixabay, Shutterstock and all of that. Pixabay and all are free, so you can also use those for your own work, right? And then you can change them based on your requirements and then use it on your website, right? So these are the things that you can do with go with and whenever you're trying to, you know uh, use all these images, make sure you're compressing them. So always go to compress png online, and then you can upload your files. Even if you go to jpeg or gif or pdf, right? Whatever that you want to compress, make sure you're always compressing all these things. Cool, I think we have now completed this. Let me just check once again. Everything looks good. Let me just see the navigation bar. Looks perfect. Um, the desktop is also looking perfect. Let me just give you a quick review of it, just to showcase you how things look on the desktop mode when you have 100%. Okay, I think it looks fantastic. Everything looks very well structured. So let me just check on the mobile mode as well. Awesome. Since I had all the content with myself, had all the images and the graphics and a pre-planned structure, it was easier for me. In case you're also planning to learn about it, right? It's going to take you more time than me, which is perfectly fine. But just make sure that you are giving your best, because even if it takes some time, that's perfectly fine, because it takes a few years to master this. But once you are done, then you can probably, sell it for yourself. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. That's how we build a 100% mobile optimized menu section or a menu page, landing page dedicated to this website. I hope you like this video. I hope you're enjoying it. Then make sure that you watch the other videos as well, because we're going to come up with catering about events and contact, right? So we're going to give all these videos for absolutely free to you so that you can learn from it. You can also go to, templateshop.com and have this for yourself, depending on what is your requirement. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon.